Hey, Mark Fly, your bid coach here today with my special guest, Jason Shaw of Commercial Distribution Specialists. Jason, can you tell us who you are and what you are?
Sure. Thanks, Mark. Again, my name is Jason Shaw. I'm a territory manager here at Commercial Distribution Specialists. It's one of the companies that roll up under SRS Distribution, which is the largest network of family-owned distributors across the country. So as a territory manager, my job mainly is to work directly with my customers to make sure that they get product exactly where they want it and when they want it.
Awesome. Yeah, I did a little bit of research on you guys, and you are quite large. In fact, I think you're one of the largest in the States for distribution, right, for roofing?
That's right. We're the third largest. We continue to grow. We've been acquiring for many years now, continue to acquire, although currently situations changed a little bit, but we're continuing to grow, trying to grow, but through acquisitions that allow us to maintain regional family distributor, mom and pop shop distributor cultures. So we grow as a large company. We give them the large, buying power of having a network, but then there's still, the regional cultural company that they have always been.
That's awesome. So keeping that small business spirit alive, in a sense,
right.
But with a lot more recognition and assistance, it sounds like.
Exactly.
That's very cool. With that said, you did mention, obviously, the times have changed. That's one of the reasons that we're talking today, is when it comes to large distribution, how has this COVID-19 affected the supply chain or distribution in general?
Well, you can look at it from both sides. You can look at it from our operations. Obviously, there have been major changes in how we deal with our customer facing from the stores, making sure we maintain distancing, to how we manage returns coming back from customers, the way we protect our employees. That's been one thing from the very beginning. Our CEO, Dan Tinker, has always pushed is, we're one family here, and we need to prioritize that among everything else. As far as on the flip side, how are we as a territory manager going out? We're just like everybody else. We're doing a lot of virtual meetings. We're spending a lot of times on the phone, just trying to figure out exactly how we relate to customers. Everybody's handling a little differently. So we try to model our approach as best we can, depending on how the customer, if they want to meet out on a job site, if we're doing things with Zoom meetings like this, or if we're just talking on the phone. As far as, I think you mentioned too, the suppliers, we same story. They're not coming in to see us, so we are losing a little bit of that connection with our suppliers. But of course, we're able to keep in touch with them and stay on top of our supply chain. So to this point, we've seen no impact. As you mentioned, I'm with commercial distribution, so our branch is specifically focused on commercial contractors. So on the low slope side, we've seen no supply chain interruptions. We've gotten no emails from any of our suppliers that have said, that we need to plan for outages or anything like that. On the flip side, we haven't heard anything from the shingle manufacturers as well. So far, we've been real lucky and haven't seen any, disruptions that might ultimately impact our clients, the roofing contractors.
That's good to hear. I spoke to a subcontractor last week. It was a fire protection subcontractor, and they went ahead and bought as much material as they thought they would need to get through this. Are you kind of seeing a little bit of stockpiling going on as well, perhaps?
Yes, it's a great point, because exactly that, with a couple of my larger contractors that are working on larger projects, that's exactly what they're doing. Anything that the building owner or the GC, they've got confidence in, they're being told, the roofing contractor, go ahead and buy all the material, even though we may not need it for a month. Let's get it in here, because we just don't know what next week or next month might hold as far as supply. But then you've got the flip side. There's obviously a cost associated with that. So we've got guys on the flip side that are waiting to the last minute, and squeaking everything out as little as possible just to minimize the amount of cash they're having to put out beyond when they actually need the material.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I noticed too, I was looking on your website, and you guys are involved in a lot of trade shows, obviously. So that's changed significantly. I was booked for several myself, and obviously we're not doing that. I saw a few things on social media where they're actually attempting to do some virtual trade shows. I don't know, have you seen any of those? Have you partake in any of those, or?
Not so much that, but I do know the internet, or the human creativity knows no bounds. So they are trying to do as much as they can to try to keep that connection together. So that does not surprise me.
Right, right. And last thing that I'd like to ask you is kind of, it can be either related to your personal life or your work life, is what is your favorite part about where you are right now?
It's kind of a combination of both. For the last 25 years I've been working, I've always loved being the problem solver. And where I'm at now, our branch is the only commercial only distributor within SRS and within the country. That is all we sell to. So we're focused on the commercial contractor, which is a significantly different process than working on the residential process. So every project that comes down to me, every project that I work on with it is a great opportunity to, instead of just be dealing on price and dealing on the few things that go into maybe on the residential side, there's so many different challenges, technology, really a consultant type approach is how we go about, working with our customers. So there's very little boredom, let's just say, in the job, because you're constantly having to learn something new. The commercial side is so vast that anyone that tells you they understand it all is I don't know, fooling themselves and fooling anyone else. There's so much to learn. So no matter what, every day I head into work or go to meet a client, I'm going to be shown, and how can we best solve whatever the client's problem or the challenge is. So from a personal side, it's just so great when you've got that kind of a job where you are looking at it as a puzzle or a joy. That's exactly where I'm at now in my life. I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jason, I really want to thank you for your time today. It's definitely been a pleasure talking to you, and I sincerely hope for success and that you guys come through this unscathed as well. And so we will definitely talk to you soon.
Okay, Mark, thanks so much.